All right, here we go. It took a while to get here. I think I've covered my bases. If you're brand new to this reaction channel, I'd go back and see what the pace is. I just go back to the beginning of my day. I covered a lot of bases there, and really, I'm. Let's see what the song does.
Strange time of living in panic and hysteria. Upon my
Damn, I'm gonna be overstimulation. I'm just gonna start right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know I'm gonna like it. I know it's gonna make me say stuff. There's a lot of words and images all to read at once, and this is a first take. I went 10 seconds into it and realized the commercials were still on, so I stopped, threw that out, and started. But I didn't get this far. There's going to be a lot of inputs. I don't know what kind of crazy that's going to make. Just a heads up from the start.
strange time of living in panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on. Needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers...
Yeah, I don't take offense to that at all. That's at Norm Macdonald. I'm gonna chop you down, pick you up. You can discuss both sides. You just shouldn't act on it. But the discussion, that's the thing. I draw that line there. Speech is speech. Stop just crying the speech hurts, because the burning is not speech. That is the one step too far. That creates the blowback. So I like this part. I like that, he said it that way, because you can be bold, but then cover your ass. Play both sides of it. I never. Shit. Hold on. Oh, shit. If anybody nailed left it in the other coat when I changed. Yeah. Nailed it. Okay. I know where I was. Let's go.
If number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. But point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Oh, yeah. Old is no kidding. So if you didn't see Money Game 1 from me, I made a couple weird references to the tally stick and was that puka shells and systems of trade. So what, you think it's fiat? Or you think it's bits of paper? Nah. And then you go back. Let's say just hypothetically, because I've been on a roll today and we started with Hail to the Apocalypse. The worst case scenario. Will we start over digging trinkets from the ground to trade for services rendered? I used the best case scenario once already today. The medicine person of my tribe heals me. I'm a worker warrior caste protecting us from, let's say, bear. Or shit, mammoth. They're trying to bring those back to offset the carbon footprint. Yeah, no, it's great. Great that our grandkids can refight mammoth. That's a win-win for everybody. But my point is, okay, so we're out there doing our thing, feeding everyone as a communal effort, okay? Then medicine person helps my, gored leg and brings me back to health with a paste of berries and grasses and, sacred clays. Okay. So now I'm healed. Don't I, by just the force of human nature or my own natural law, want to go find the shiniest trinket I can and thank this healer for the process? Thus, recreating the exchange and trade dynamic that humans have suffered from for all eternity. Now, I don't know. I don't have a degree in any of this. I'm just fucking spitballing it here, whatever the expression is. I hear all my expressions are hate speech or angry language anyways. So if you're on the side of rewriting language, this is the worst channel for you. But hey, just some food for thought. Just food for thought. I think it's all really interesting because I think about that real positive. Would I want to exchange something for a healer's work? Well, I think about my nature and of course I would. So, right? It flushes it all out a little more. It's not just simple that fiat paper is controlling me. That fiat paper might represent a long line of exchange going all the way back to trying to give the doctor a pie because I didn't have no crop that year, so I got no money. But the doctor still had to heal me because my family needed me. Now, if you can imagine that village scenario, I'm there with ya. Robot-controlled med beds, social credit scores, and carbon credits, not so much. Ooh, and then I don't panic and I'm not engaged in the hysteria. I'd rather look at it all from a much more different perspective.
This old money game. This old money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, must create...
Yeah, but there it is. So there's a history. Whoa, I like this a lot. I did take I read a comment or two. I didn't think people didn't like this part. I think it's great. Economics in a nursery rhyme, that's good. I agree, too, up to a point, because I think it's lifetime guarantees on socks or the light bulb fiasco. So for me, the tinfoil hat and this song meet at a quantum point where I learned about light bulb regulation. And then the exact point we're getting to here. There was a point where a product was so good you got to sell the amount you got to sell and you were done. Now, you can't have the lifetime guarantee to break the bank of the company. But it would be permissible to create an item, sell it to everyone who needed it, and then be done. That was your run at it. Through, I believe, some of that Citizens United, corporations are people and they somehow have to turn a profit every year. We might need a really big open conversation about the power of the corporate charter and the need for growth when planing out and failing should be part of this bullshit too big to fail society. Now, I think I have some of that correct.
Laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the...
Scarcity came into the reactions today. No bullshit. So, every trigger that brought us to this point, every weird web and flow in the quantum ocean that is the universe made it happen. Right. If you don't understand the idea of scarcity and then realize that the planet itself works in abundance, but the propaganda and ideology only focus on scarcity, then you need to go to the actual people who speak on technology always keeping up with the needs and desires of the population, not the population over-consuming the needs of the planet. If it was a natural progression, it'd happen, right? It happened. It's not being naturally progressed. It's always been controlled with that sense of scarcity. Fuck! fucking fire.
Shells, because there's loads on the sand. Step one, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two, gotta make the people think that they want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste man. Three, it's monopoly.
And that's where my personal belief system and one of the dilemmas created by the conversation, inspired by this song, comes up. Covetous nature. So without the ability, I hate for that to be right for the people in the back row who don't want it to be, but you could take and turn it into a psychological term if you want. But if we didn't covet other stuff that people told us to covet, or we stopped coveting what was on the other side of the fence, the grass is always greener narrative, if addressing our covetous nature was important, we would, and then we would stop doing it. But we don't. We actually use it as a tool to entrap and ensnare each other.
Primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste man. Three, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. Four, expand.
And I love Ren. I do. This shit makes me awesomely inspired. It doesn't make me awesome. You know what I'm saying? It inspires me to a place that I really want to be at. The only disagreement I'd have is the home. Once again, I'm just on the line. This is where the tires hit the road. The isolation tube, cricket paste, and 15-minute city is the answer to that private property home thing. And it's got to be somewhere in the middle. I understand everyone should have a right to a home. There was never enough caves for everybody. That always becomes a problem, right? We had to invent that post and pillar system. We had to develop the arch. We had to dig brand new caves. So, one way or another, whether it's your village protecting yourself from a bear or society sheltering the weak, someone gonna build a cave dwelling to a cuck tube. Where do we want to end up on that scale?
Primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, then you're just a fucking waste man. Three, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation.
Yeah, and then I took it wrong because Rollen wants to get the hell out of this place and move down to the holler or someplace else already. And so I projected property into home. That does property corporation, something I've already railed against. So glad to be wrong and glad to have misread it. Glad to look at it again.
Make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. Four, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. Five, why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. Six, guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. Seven, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. Eight, big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. Nine, polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10, the world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore.
Now you would have to go back to Thieves' Banquet. And then as Mike pointed out, I'm not sure if it was on the regular channel or hidden somewhere, but I mean, all the way to the illusion of advertising quality so they can hook you, to the fact that I don't dig out the certificate, but I mean advertising and design was going to be my ticket out after incarceration. And my only takeaway was sociology and psych are really important. Art history taught me that the world is way more complicated than they fucking tell me. And that art, design, and advertising is a tool of deception and control only. And it's a shit way to make a career, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So why do I risk viewers canceling shit on my channel, because if I'm not going to stick to what I believe in, what the fuck's the point being here? And there's where I think this artist, I could talk to him. And we find all kinds of places in the middle. I think he's bold, wonderful, great with language, thought inspiring. And I am 98% on this shit's page, right? It's just because I have my own thoughts. I never buy 100% of any narrative, because you gotta leave room for the critical thought to all. It's like if I was a scientist, I wouldn't believe shit. I want to keep retesting it. And then, what do we know now? Can we retest it? Can we fucking change that? Because what I know, it's fluid. It's not written in stone. Change can happen for all of us if we actually make it happen. And it doesn't have to be burning yourself up on the foot of Parliament to light that, government building on fire. It can be another answer. We can know that the exploited are tired of being exploited.
Rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way.
There's a
To
picture.
distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old
Fire. And what a PS to all the reactions of the. It was perfect. It was great. I think the last couple days were fantastic. They don't do nothing else but give us something to talk about. But that is worth a lot. Later.